Robert, let's start today with real GDP. For first quarter, 2%. Second quarter, we're looking at 3.5 to 4%. How do you explain the difference?
Yeah, Susan, that's quite a acceleration in the U.S. economy. But the important thing to remember about GDP numbers, gross domestic product, is that number is designed to capture a lot of things that are going on in the U.S. economy, but there are many different streams. Consumer spending can go in one direction, business investment can go in one direction, inventories, imports, exports, government spending. So all these different streams can either line up in one direction or line up in another or go in cross currents. So what we saw in the first quarter of this year is a lot of cross currents, a lot of positives and negatives in GDP, sort of canceling each other out. What we're expecting to see when the second quarter data comes out, second quarter just about complete now, when that comes out, we're expecting to see these multiple streams line up in a positive direction. So that's going to give us a GDP print that is at least going to be stronger than 3.5%. It may be stronger than 4% if everything lines up the right ways.
Personal income rose slightly in May, and what do you attribute that to?
Well, we are seeing pretty strong job growth. In fact, when the job numbers come out from June, we're expecting to see at least another 190,000, maybe 200,000 for June. So strong job growth, wages are coming up, income levels are coming up, the consumer is feeling pretty good, very good conditions really for consumer spending because house prices are going up, positive wealth effect, pretty good consumer confidence. So we're expecting to see that consumer kick it in a little bit. But when we look at the main numbers, consumer spending after adjusting for inflation was flat. And so that's something we're watching, and maybe that comes back in the June numbers, and we'll have to watch for that.
Let's talk about consumer spending as it relates to housing. What do we know about the most recent housing numbers?
Yep, housing is looking mixed, some good, some bad. When we look at the existing home sales, which is the biggest chunk of the housing market, they actually came down a little bit, flat to down for May. But the new home sales number showed a nice increase, and I wouldn't call it a breakout number, but it's close to a breakout number. So we might be seeing some more momentum on the new home side of the market. And then the other thing we're seeing is ongoing gains in home prices. When you look at the national average home price, up 6.6% for the year. Now, individual cities are going to be plus and minus. Chicago's only 3% growth this year. Most large metro areas, cities in California, where you're located, are up double digits this year. So there's a lot of variation there. But the nation as a whole is experiencing pretty good house price growth, which is good news for people who already own houses, not so good news for the new people who are trying to get into the market for the first time.